sake, smidgen, I can't cope. Right. Sorry, the dog was, it's very warm in the freight today, isn't it?
Yes.
The dog was
Warm in the freight now.
inveigled in my flex, which is something I don't normally enjoy, life at the end of the flex.
We came in here and it was bloody freezing.
Are you a gamer?
A gamer?
Mm.
I thought, what?
A gamer, life at the end of a flex. Do you play video games? No, neither do I.
No interest either.
No, I'm always very suspicious of grown men who have to have life at the end of the flex or indeed want to talk about Doctor Who.
I don't mind a thing like a sort of a family game online. There's box TV or something it is,
Right.
and it's also like fibbage and stuff. So
Fibbage?
Yeah, we lie.
Boiled beef and fibbage?
Yeah, boiled beef and fibbage. But yeah, I've never really. I can't. I
Have
don't
you
have
done
the
Cards of
thumbstick
Humanity?
We did a knockoff version.
What was that called?
I don't
We're
know.
having an argument.
It was crimes. Is it Crimes Against Humanity?
Crimes Against Fashion? Fashion Police?
We did something where it was just very awkward because it's not a game to play with your family, with the kids.
No,
It's like, well, it's not. And well, in the same way that my kids made me watch Naked Attraction, right, for the first time. And do you know what? They watched me watching Naked Attraction because my face was a picture and they were just howling laughing.
What were you looking at, box or doodle?
In both.
Ah.
So yeah. And I have to say, for a woman of a certain vintage, and I hadn't really realised how many different kinds of vaginas and penises there were, really. And I've been around the block, so I should have paid attention. I'm mostly pissed, though.
Did you enjoy the show?
I don't think enjoys the word I'd use.
Do you believe what I believe, that Anna, the woman, the lovely looking woman that presents it, I think she's horny enough to have a go with the rejects?
What? Oh, really? Do you think? Do you know what does make me wonder? I did watch one, which was...
And again, allegedly, I'm not saying she does, it's
No.
just something that came into my consciousness.
The one episode I watched was there's a guy who was in, when he got his clothes off, was struggling to maintain a flaccid penis.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
See, I remember a Hale and Pace sketch of which the one with the moustache took a stoner, as you would say in Glasgow, or a bricker, as you would say in Dundee, as a life model, and spilt his tray of marbles.
But for the men, it must be quite difficult on Naked Attraction if you
Well,
are
it's
attracted
because-
for it not to go bing.
See, but that's interesting because although
It's that noise it makes.
because my dog's female, so I was explaining that to Nancy, she has external lips. Because if you're wearing a stone short in summer and she's been for a bit of a scoosh, sometimes you get lippage on your.
Okay.
But whereas with a man, it's all out, isn't it?
Yes. All to see.
Well, yes, that's the thing. And if that blood just decides to go to the tip,
You don't have any choice in the matter.
well, you could not be on national television naked.
I know. I don't understand the thought process, genuinely.
Particularly, there's the very famous one with the primary school teacher. Oh, hello, Mr. Adams, and we saw your Bobby last night. Why is my child not eating the crust of its sandwiches? So I don't understand how you can do a job like that and go on. I would imagine you would be sacked, personally. But that's just me. I mean, I'm not in education. Well, I wasn't in education when I was meant to be in education because it was so bloody dull. But
No, I didn't go to school for the first year of secondary school.
Oh, do you watch RuPaul's Drag Race?
No.
Right, well, you should. Okay. And there's a kind of really funny piss take thing. So in the makeup room, there's always these stories. Oh, they've had a hard time. Their parents haven't accepted them, and blah 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 blah. And it's the same with Ru's going, oh, who should win? And well, I've cried the most. But anyway, there's this brilliant thing online, and they went, are you okay? And it was to one of the contestants. He went, oh my God, I can't believe I'm standing here. For the first 2 years of my life, I couldn't walk, I couldn't talk, I couldn't feed myself, I couldn't go to the toilet. I just did nothing. I didn't know if it was going to get any better. You're like howling, because that's the thing. Ever since we've had the X Factor, and we've had these sob stories,
Yes.
and it's like, oh, hang on, how many dead grandparents have you got? 19 through to judges' houses.
Yeah. But that's what it's all based on now, isn't it?
The jeopardy of emotion.
Yeah, the more trauma, the more... And then, because if you don't have enough trauma, they invent trauma. And this is where we live in this disingenuous world, where people
Good for
just...
you, going back to brand.
Yeah, where people just make up shit to make themselves more interesting, which is why we're surrounded by boring old farts that have lied about their fabulous lives to be relevant. Yawn.
Well, you see, the thing is, I went to see Joan Collins live, and she told her life story, and I believe it did all happen, and it was very interesting. But not everyone's Joan Collins.
No, absolutely. But no, and some people will never be Joan Collins. There have to be Bettys in the world that just don't do anything with their lives.
But not Bette Davis's.
Yeah, but that's not Betty, is it?
No.
Is there a famous Betty?
Well, there was Frank Spencer's Betty. Betty White, yes.
Betty White.
Betty White was a Golden Girl. Did you watch any of that? I have a friend, I'm not going to name him, Gillian Smith, camera director, and he reminds me of B. Arthur. You won't like that.
Oh, okay.
I hope that hurts. I really do. That is stinging.
There are some names that are just dull, though, isn't there?
Actually, B. Arthur is more masculine than Julian. But anyway, I'll move on. I've done him a disservice. Do you like your name? I like mine. That's one thing I like about myself. Bruce Angus Devlin. I think that's a fantastic name.
It's a very strong name, actually.
Strong name.
Isn't it?
I'm not one.
Bad. B-A-D.
And my sister's sad. My mother's mad. And my father's... Well, he's indisposed. And my mother's mad. And my brother's cad. Cad. And I think he was a bit of a cad as a younger man. Allegedly.
Well, I'm Joanna Mary.
Oh, I'm from a long line of Marys, and I am a Mary.
But funnily enough, I never liked Joanna because I don't think I am a Joanna.
No.
And Joanna was only ever associated if my mum or dad, somebody Joanna. So it was always associated with someone being cross with me.
That's so funny because growing up, I was always, have you been with that Bruce? Have you been round at that Bruce Devlin? You stay away from that Bruce. You know what he's like. That. In the same way in Dundee, they call it the Asda, the Next, the Tesco. Yeah, I know what you mean about anger being...
Yeah, associate the emotion.
Yeah.
And then because I didn't... But I was always nicknamed Jojo, so Jojo was my nickname from a baby. But as I was growing, when I got into my teenage years, I was like, Jojo's really babyish. I was associated with being quite childish. And so when I was in my sort of late teens, early 20s, I demanded everybody call me Jo. So there's a whole population, there's a whole section of people, including my family, that call me Jo. Until I started doing comedy, I was like, actually, Jojo's a much cooler name. Do you know what? So I was back in my 30s.
My name was for the first 2 weeks of my life. Take a guess.
Dickie.
Oh, I would have loved that. Dickie Devlin. There's that Dickie Devlin. What's he looking for? A conversation. Nacy, do you have any guesses? Gordon. Now, if I look like anything, I more look like Lavinia than I do a Gordon. Gordon. What is that?
That's not good.
No offence to any Gordons out there, but really I would see being called Gordon the equivalent of being a Karen.
Yeah, Gordon. Or a George. Gordon or a George.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the stage. Your MC and host for the evening, Gordon Devlin. Hello, Gordon. Go on. No, do.
Just remember Gordon Brunton. You will have to cut that out.
Who's Gordon Brunton?
Well, exactly.
Oh, right. Okay. Gordon Brunton, I don't know. Who's the other person?
He was actually quite nice.
Was he a nice person?
It was lovely.
There was another one. Was it Kevin Devine?
Yes.
People always used to talk about Kevin Devine, and I've never met you, Kevin. I'm sure you're fabulous, but people would go, Kevin Devine. I'm like, is he here? And they were like, no. I went, well, can we talk about something else then?
Yeah, absolutely.
It's bizarre. What would you, if you... Because I'd recently watched a film, and it was quite a feminist film. It was called The Women. And the reason I thought it was feminist was because there was women in it. And it has Meg Ryan, what's her name, Annette Bening, Jada Pinkett Smith, Deborah Messing, and Debbie Mazar, who plays the nails.
No idea.
What do you call it?
I'm dreadful with any name.
No, manicurist.
Oh, yes.
And she gives a manicure, and she went, my name is Tonya, and she had a reading, and she changed her name to Tonya, and apparently, because I remember doing panto in Motherwell with a girl called Charlotte, and she went, after I spoke to you, I changed my name to Lottie so I could maximise my opportunities. You really taught me how to portray a character of yourself. And I thought, I think someone's been snagging the hairspray. But yeah, so Debbie Mazar, because she says, do you want Jungle Red? You'll never guess who got out the limo in Queens, and it was Madonna, and it's all funny because they were... But anyway, I've watched it twice, and I'm glad I've done, but that's away. That's away for a while now. I'll put that back into the vault, which actually is a line from the film. You should watch it. It's very good. How many bottles of wine do you like to watch a film with?
Well, I don't drink my own at home, so none.
2 if it's a romantic comedy, 3 if it's harrowing.
Really?
Yes, and I'll speak to you soon.
I'll speak to you soon
Okay,
too.
Godspeed, toodles.
Bye-bye.
Toodles.